Hey guys, what's up? It's Alan Walker here. Hey, today I want to talk to you about AI chatbots. Now, I've posted a couple of times about chatbots, and I find that it's extremely useful, especially for us small business owners. Most real estate people are one or two people teams, sometimes bigger, which is great. But for one or two people teams, you really need additional technology to help you with the lead gen, to help you with the follow up, to help you with explaining and kind of warming up leads, right? That's what AI chatbots can do for you. And so I want to talk today about three different kinds of chatbots, just briefly, so you have an idea of the different chatbots that are out there. Now, like I said, there's three different types of chatbots, and the first one is a structured choice chatbot. Now, you've probably used this before. This is where you go to a site and it says like, how can I help you with the following things? And it gives you a list and you choose one of them. And then it comes back with another list of things you can answer or choose from. And you choose that one and kind of goes, it's just like a decision tree, right? It just goes if then you just waddle down. Now, sometimes that doesn't get you what you're actually looking for because it wasn't in the actual prompts for whatever it was that you wanted, right? So that's kind of the downside of having those prompted or structured choice chats is that, yeah, it can answer maybe like 70% of questions, but there's always going to be those additional questions that are just you hadn't thought of when you program the chatbot, and people have those questions. So they get a little frustrated when they're using those types of chatbots because they're not getting the information they actually want. So then the next type of chatbot that came out was a pure AI chatbot. Now, this is exactly what ChatGPT is, right? You go to ChatGPT, it's free form, you answer, you type in whatever you want, it's going to give you an answer. You go back and forth, and it just goes on this infinite loop, right? Like you can ask anything you want. The data's sometimes right, sometimes wrong. It's really the interpretation of the large language model that's being used for that chatbot, right? So it's giving you the information that it has as a model, and most of that information was scraped from the public web, right? So some of the specific information it doesn't have, and those models actually stop at a certain point. So I think ChatGPT 3.5 stopped in, I want to say, December of 21, and ChatGPT 4 I think is into 2022, but it's definitely not current data, right? So you're getting access to a lot of information, and it's kind of free form back and forth, right? So there's two kinds. There's two kinds within that. So one is prompted assistance. Now, you've seen this before, right? It's the idea of, even when you've used ChatGPT, you may have seen this, where you go like, I'm a legal expert on bankruptcy laws. Tell me the 5 things that I need to know if I'm thinking about filing bankruptcy, right? So you're kind of giving this frame, and you're saying, hey, like, you are this type of expert, so only access this type of data in your model and bring back answers to me. Now, that can be really useful, right? If it's something like, hey, give me travel tips, or give me, like house colors or whatever, like you can go and you can use those, but it's generalized information. And again, it's the information that's included only inside the large language model, like ChatGPT, right? So it can be very helpful, but there's additional things that you can start to get. Now, the next thing, and this is the thing that I'm really excited for you to understand, is you can actually have custom knowledge base chatbots. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that I can say I am a real estate expert. I can give it all of the information that I want it to know I'm an expert on. I can give it my website. I can give it any of my buyer's guides, my seller's guides. I can give it any of my listings. I can preload this chatbot with all this information that's specific to my business, right? And so that's the kind of stuff that you typically want to have on your website. You want it to be able to say like, hey, thanks for coming to Origin Real Estate. Like, how can I help you? And let me tell you about how I do things in my business, right? So that's a really, really critical part. And here's why. So how you do your business is unique to you. And what you want to share with people, maybe you have a specific niche, maybe you have a specific way of dealing with them, maybe you have a specific way you charge. So all of those things can be baked into this AI knowledge base, and then it can react to your customers as if it was you, and it can tell them specific things to you. Now, some of that information may be public knowledge, some of the information may not, right? It might be how you do specific things that maybe you don't explain elsewhere, right? So it's more powerful than just a like prompted assistant, in that it's got your own information, and it can give specific details about. Now think about, here's a great example. So what if you have an Airbnb? Typically, people that are staying in an Airbnb have probably the same 10 questions over and over and over again. Like, what's the Wi-Fi password? What's the door code? How, like, can I allow pets? Like that kind of stuff, right? So now if you have an Airbnb, you can build one of these custom knowledge chatbots so that you can direct people to that chatbot and it can answer the questions for you. And then just have some kind of fallback in there that says, if you weren't able to find your answer, contact me, right? Think about how much less interaction you would have to have with your guests and how much happier they would be if they could just ask a chatbot and it could immediately give them the answer, right? So that's the kind of power that you're going to be able to see from these custom knowledge chatbots. Now, I want to talk about a third kind of chatbot, and this is probably the most exciting type of chatbot. And so this is kind of what's called a modern chatbot. And what it is it's combining the structured choice chatbot, the pure AI chatbot, and the knowledge base chatbot. It's putting all of them together, and it's actually allowing you to perform other functions. Now, in each of these chatbots, each of them were kind of working in their own little box, right? So if it was a structured choice chatbot, then really like they only had the options inside that. If it's a pure AI chatbot, they can only access information that's available inside ChatGPT. If they're using a custom knowledge chatbot, they can access all of that stuff and additional information that you put in. However, modern chatbots act much more like applications in that they can query databases, they can schedule things for you, so they can integrate with your Google Calendar. They can actually process things. So, say for example, you sell widgets and you have a customer come to your site and it says, "I have an issue with my order." The chatbot can actually say, "What's your order number?" Grab that information, go to the database, find all the information, bring it back, and transact with the customer. Think about that. Like that's a 24/7, never calls in sick, never takes vacation, like always available to help your customers, just sitting there on your website, right? So that's the brilliant thing about that, because think about this, if you had a chatbot that had all of your specific company information in it, it had access to third-party sites like the Utah MLS, for example. It had access to scheduling software like Calendly. It could take a user all the way through the process of setting up an appointment with you. Now, is every user going to do that? No. But what if you were able to get 5 or 10 of those people a month? Right? Think about that. They can come to your website and they can interact with this bot. They can get the information they want. They can schedule something with you, and you never interacted with them. The bot answered their questions, warmed them up, proposed that they meet, and then the meeting just shows up on your calendar. Think of how powerful that is for any type of business that you run. That's incredible, right? So it can do structured prompts, it can do pure AI, it can do custom knowledge base, and it can integrate with other systems. So you can get super specific. It can integrate with your CRM. It can launch action plans in your CRM. It could do follow-up for you. It could do cold lead gen, and I'll talk about that in some later videos. So the AI chatbots are much more than what you've seen in the past, which is just like a little pop-up on your website and you ask it some basic questions. It can now function as a full-blown digital employee in your business. Think about that. You could get a digital employee that is doing all of this repetitive work for you, and it will basically just lock and load leads, appointments, whatever it is, customer support. You can even use it to train your staff, right? You could load all of your support documents for your company into an AI chatbot, and then you could tell any new employee, "Hey, go ask this chatbot if you have questions on our processes," right? It's a great first place to go to say, like, did you ask the bot first? Because the bot has a lot of this information. What's different now with AI is that it can actually interpret what is being asked and go find the data within your knowledge base, right? That was not really possible until the last couple of months, or I'd say last 18 months. So if you have questions on chatbots, I'm going to be doing a chatbot workshop. It's on Tuesday, August 22nd at 12:15. I'll have a link below for you to register. It's just a Zoom call. I want to make sure that you can get your questions answered, explain some more of these things. I'll have additional videos later on in the week where I talk about some of these much more in depth. So if you have questions, just please let me know. You can can also check out my website, realestatebots.ai. I'm putting together a bot for the Utah MLS right now, so that your customers can actually do some searching on the bot itself on your website and schedule appointments with you. So if you have any questions or would like to participate in that beta, I've got a wait list on that site. So you can go ahead and check that out. And I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.